Started.
Zombie on the track.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
Hello, my name is Dana, and I'm very proud to say that my first grown-up job was being a hall director at TCU. For this project, I will share with you some of the ways I use data to make me a better hall director, and in turn, a better student affairs professional. Let's start with the hall. As the hall director, I was responsible for maintaining my building. This includes doing walkthroughs in and out of the building and recording data of its conditions. I also placed work orders and was responsible for ensuring that all work orders were completed as soon as possible. So for example, when walking the hallways, if I noticed a broken light or something that was missing, I had to take a note of it and make sure that I put in a work order so that somebody from physical plant could come and fix it as soon as possible. We kept track of all work orders in a master log so that we knew what was going on in all buildings, and in case we ever had angry parents tell us we weren't doing our job. Most importantly, our main responsibility was to keep our residents safe. We had to keep logs of our residents, like this one, to know what rooms they were in and who their roommates were. This is vital information because you don't ever want to be in a position where you don't know who is your resident and where they are, especially if you're evacuating the entire building. One way we keep our residents safe is by doing health and safety checks. We basically go into every room to make sure it is a safe and healthy environment for the student. However, we are also looking for any violations such as fire hazards, any secret pets, and alcohol and drugs. In the case that we do find something that is against university policy, we document it and give the student the proper sanctions for the violation. For example, let's pretend that this tiny box contains drugs. In order to use it for evidence, we use Snapchat to take a picture of it and write the room number in the caption. After this, TCU police confiscates the drugs and we do an official report on a system called Maxient. The reports on Maxient keep track of all violations a student has had at TCU. This is very important because it lets you see who has had multiple violations in the past and how their cases were resolved. As a hall director, this helps you know which residents might need more help regarding drugs, alcohol, or any other troubling experience while at TCU. By knowing our student's background, we are able to really make an impact on that student by helping them become healthier and happier. Every hall director is on duty, at least a few weeks per semester. Being on duty means that you are responsible for a whole zone on campus. It also means that your phone will be programmed and anyone can call you at any time and for any reason. As the HD on duty, you have to be ready to respond to any situation. So, when you do have a situation like the one shown, we have to document the incident and record all data, such as the time, date, location, and whether or not we needed assistance from TCU police, housekeeping, or physical plant. All of this information is stored in a log and used for any cases that might arise. It is also reviewed by deans and directors on campus. Another responsibility is creating programs to build community. I had 4 resident assistants who helped create and promote the programs to all residents. My job was to keep track of my RA's programs and make sure we didn't spend all of our money in our budget per semester. The programs are meant to be fun and to build community. In the video shown, this program was like painting with a twist, but without the alcohol. In this log, I kept track of what programs my RAs did. It was important for me to know who was doing their job and who wasn't. This all came into account when we had our mid-semester and end-of-the-semester evaluations for each resident assistant. These evaluations are based on whether they helped create community with the programs, if they were on time with our meetings, if they followed proper protocol in many different cases, if they made sure to maintain the building, and if they helped the residents in any situation. In the case that a resident assistant does not meet the expectations, we have enough data to make the decision to fire that resident assistant or to not rehire them for the next year. We also work with social events from fraternities and sororities. We ask the groups to send us information about the events they are having through OrgSync. OrgSync is a tool that many universities use in many ways. Most departments and organizations at TCU have their own portal, which is similar to a website. In our department, we use it for many things. In this case, we have created a form for organizations to use to give us detailed information about their social events. We use this form to keep data of when and where the event will be held, how many students will be going, and who are the students in charge. Since the students leave from TCU to the event venue, we also ask at what exact times each group will leave and what buses they are taking. We keep this information and share it with TCU police in case we have any issues during the loading and transportation. On the day of the event, the hall director on duty and TCU police use this form to evaluate how well the event was handled by the organization. We take into account many things, such as being on schedule, maintaining the area clean, having no disruptions, and any alcohol or drug incidents that happened during the event. We keep records of all evaluation forms, and at the end of each semester, we add all scores and create an average score for each organization based on their events. With the average scores, we rank the organizations from highest to lowest. The ones with the highest scores are the ones who did great with their social events, while the ones with the low scores are the ones who did very bad. With the ranking in place, we distribute dates for when they want to have their social events for the following semester. Once we have all dates, we create a master social event calendar with all socials for the semester. We keep track of all social events in this calendar and share it with TCU Police and other campus partners. Keeping tracks of socials can be hectic, but it is vital information to have in case something happens. This data also helps us keep students accountable and helps us reduce the number of violations and incidents. Being a hall director taught me how to look at data differently. Because of my position, I had to record and report every single thing, from broken lights to roommate fights and to visits to the hospital with students. No matter how big or small a situation was, we had to always be on the lookout and report everything about it because at the end of the day, we were the ones in charge. Sometimes it felt like too much data, but it definitely helped when I had students in need or when I had to find a solution to an issue. I also became much more observant of my environment, and to this day, I still use some of the data tracking and collecting methods that I learned from this job. This was a great opportunity and a very interesting one as well. Being a hall director really helped me become a better student affairs professional and has prepared me for anything that may come in the future at any university. Thank you all for watching.